Hi everybody, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be doing the love reading for the sign of Leo. Now, as you know, I'm in a new location. If you've been following me on Instagram or Facebook, you'll know that I'm actually on holiday at the moment, but I really wanted to keep going with these readings, so that's why I decided to do this from here in my hotel. So just to let you know, sorry that there's been a bit of a delay in regards to the upload of this video. I tried to do them while I was away, but unfortunately the connection wasn't so good and I was having some problems transferring the files from my camera. So that's why the readings went up a little bit later than planned. But let's get stuck in. So to let you know, I'll be using the Wild Unknown Tarot, clarifying with the intuitive as always. So what this reading will address is what's going on in terms of your love life, right? Whether you're single, dating, in a long-term relationship, or in a marriage even, okay? It will address it on various different levels. Of course, this is a general reading, so don't try to force it to your situation if it doesn't apply. You can look at the other signs in regards to your chart, see what's in your sun, moon, and rising, and see if maybe one of those do apply if this one doesn't. Okay, so let's get stuck in for you then. So, first of all, what I want to address is your thoughts and feelings towards your love life, okay? And then we'll look at the person of interest, okay? So, what have you got currently going on in regards to your love life, Leo? What is it that you desire most? Okay, what is your wish in regards to your love life? So I'm going to pull all three cards first, and then discuss it, and then clarify it further, okay? Two cards come up then. Just want one right now, thank you. Next we'll look at what it is that you're feeling in regards to your love life, okay? Your emotions. And then finally, what is it that you're trying to manifest? Alright. So, to begin with, you've got the Sun of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like here with this, you've probably been more focused on other areas of your life, you know, in order to gain that sense of fulfillment. So you may be looking at your expenses, you may be traveling, you may be thinking about work, new job, new projects, or furthering your career, things like that. I feel like there's certain things, other aspects of your life that's taking center stage at the moment. I don't feel like your love life is so much at the forefront of your mind, right? At least not in terms of where am I going here, what do I want to do, how do I want to change circumstances, how do I want to improve things like that, right? I feel like you're just kind of within the framework that you're in, and you're not really giving it much thought as to where you're going with that, okay? Because I feel like something else is taking priority right now. So it could be, as I said, work, travel, hobbies, creative projects. It could be family, friends, whatever, okay? So just take it as it applies if it does. And we'll clarify this further, okay? So in regards to your emotions, you have the Nine of Cups in reverse. So yeah, again, I feel like you've had a lot to process. There's been a lot of things that's come to your attention over the past few months, particularly over the last 2 to 3 months. So you've had to process a lot of things. You've had a lot of circumstances change within your love life as well within a short period of time. Maybe you were dating someone and now you're dating someone new, or you've just become single, or your relationship has gone to the next level, so maybe you recently got married or engaged. But there was some significant change, right, in regards to your relationship status. And I feel like that came with a lot of different emotions that you've had to process and work through. But there still may be some aspects that need addressing still. There may be certain things that you haven't quite healed or processed yet, particularly in regards to those of you that have been through a breakup. There may be some things that need addressing still, so do keep that in mind, okay, if that's relevant. And then in regards to what it is you're trying to manifest, you've got the the Emperor in reverse. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my brain today. I think I've just been soaking up so much sun that it's kind of like, yeah, I'm a little bit dazed. But yeah, you've got the Emperor in reverse. So yeah, I don't feel like your love life is where you're focused on. I feel like you're trying to build your empire. You're trying to, you know, the other aspects of your life is taking center stage right now, right? I think in regards to your love life, you're not really worried about that. You know that, yeah, okay, I have some things that need addressing, but that will come with time. I will work on that, you know. But I feel like it's not really, I just feel like it's not really a priority right now for you, right? Which is kind of really not what I was expecting, but that's what's coming up here. I feel like that it's not taking center stage. It's not that you don't care about your love life. Of course you do. It's just that it's not at the forefront of your mind. There's other things that you're addressing right now. And you're wondering, like, with these things actually that you're trying to heal still or work through, or you're avoiding healing, you probably know that it's affecting you on some level, that you're not operating on the level that you could be operating on, right? And that as much as, you know, it's important to take care of your other aspects of your life, and that, you know, by putting the work in, you'll get to where you want to be. If you don't address these things that are underlying, you know, how you're feeling, how you truly feel, you know, things that have kind of been carried forward from previous relationships or your current relationship, then that's going to affect the success that you have in other areas of your life, right? So that's why it's important not to overlook those feelings, okay? Because they're very relevant, obviously. They're valid, and they're still there. They're not going to go away just by you ignoring them, right? So do take a bit of time to work through that and do a bit of processing, okay? Because I know you're, you know, especially with you Leos, like you're in a hurry to just like, you're just like, yeah, I'll worry about that later, you know? Like, you know, you're just focused on the, you know, the fun stuff, right? Like just being out there, doing your thing, you know, doing really well and being successful and, you know, getting a lot of praise and all of that. But, you know, you do have emotions, right? So you do have to do the work in regards to them, all right? It's important to know that. Okay, so what about in regards to, because I'm going to clarify now just to let you know. So let's have a look then at the Sun of Pentacles in reverse, because again, I feel like this is the key energy here with your side of the reading, okay? That your focus is really elsewhere. You see how it's in reverse and he's looking up. I feel like this is very much your energy right now, that your attention is elsewhere. Okay, so let's have a look. And that's the thing, you are really focused on trying to make something else work, right? Okay, I'll take it. So, you got the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So again, it's kind of not distributing your attention equally amongst the different aspects of your life. The Ace of Wands, trying to manifest something that you're very passionate about. And the Eight of Swords as well. Conflict, confusion, being stuck in place, in a conflict, in a dialogue, right, that's kind of conflicting. That's what I feel like this is what's being communicated here, is that your time and energy is not being divided equally amongst the things that you need to focus on. You may be more focused on, you know, a connection, or you may be more focused on your work or something else. But I feel like it's not really so much on the connection. I feel like you're kind of running from the connection a little bit because there's some healing that needs to be done. So that's why you're diverting your attention elsewhere, because then it serves as a distraction. You're using work or creativity or hanging out with friends, partying, whatever it is, as a distraction from this connection, because you know that something's imbalanced right now. Yeah, and with the Eight of Swords as well, I feel like you feel kind of stuck. Like, and you've got this inner dialogue going on whether, like, oh, what should I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? Maybe something else. I think you're a little bit worried about that because you don't know where you're going with it, okay? And then, yeah, like I said, with the Ace of Wands, you're really focused on what it is you're passionate about. It's bringing something to life. Could be a creative project, could be a new job, could be, rising through ascending through the ranks in your current place of work, right? Whatever it is, you're really thinking about something you're passionate about. But I feel like part of it is a means of distracting yourself from this, right? As much as obviously you need to focus on those things, and it's good that you have ambitions, that's not to detract from that at all, but I just feel like you are using this as a little bit of an escape as well from having to deal with this situation. So just be aware of that, okay? Because as I said, the emotions and the issues or the concerns you have regarding a connection, it's not going to just disappear, okay? They're still going to be there under the surface. They're still going to be coming up in multiple ways, right? Being brought to your awareness. So it's important that you just address it head on, to be honest. All right? So let's have a look then in regards to the Nine of Cups in reverse. Okay. So you got the Knight of Cups in reverse and the Six of Swords in reverse. So yeah, I feel like you're not moving away from the circumstance. Like, as much as you're distracting yourself, you're not leaving it behind, because that's not what you want. It's just you don't feel like communicating what it is that you feel at this time. There's something that you're suppressing in regards to your emotions. As I said, I think there is some healing that needs to be done that you're not addressing. There's some aspect of it that's being overlooked purposefully because you just, it's going to be quite painful and that it's going to take time to work through that. And I think you don't want to have to bring up all of those negative feelings again and go through it again. So that's why you're suppressing it. But I also feel like, whatever it is, this connection you have with someone, you don't want to lose it, you don't want to let go of it, but you're just not ready to move forward in any way. Okay. So what about the Emperor in reverse then? What you're trying to manifest? Well, that's a whole bunch of cards. Alright, I'm going to have to take them all because it was obvious that all of them had to come out, so. Right, brace yourself. We've got the Queen of Cups, okay? So this is water energy. It could be that you're dealing with, again, you know how it goes. Ignore the gender. This is more about the energies, okay? Feminine energies. So this is someone who's very nurturing, is very passionate, very sensitive, in touch with their emotions, highly emotional, but not always in the negative sense, but obviously that does come in a little bit. But usually quite grounded and quite balanced, knows how, has a good control of their emotions generally, but not always. Highly emotional intelligence, right? Yeah, highly emotionally intelligent. There we go. And yeah, is very giving, very willing to open their heart to the right person, okay? So that's the kind of energy we got here. So I think this is the person you're dealing with, as it's the Queen of Cups. It's very much water energy, so you may be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, not necessarily, but it could be in their chart somewhere, or even as their sun sign. But this is the energy they embody. They're someone who is very nurturing, so very loving, wishes to connect deeply on an emotional level, right? Then you have the Three of Wands. So it's almost like you are gazing out at this person, right? That you see yourself, like you see yourself looking out at this person, and then when that image is reflected back at you, and the feelings that come with that, the Nine of Cups in reverse, you almost get a bit freaked out. It's like you're afraid of how much how connected you feel to this person at this point. It may be that this relationship is quite new if you are in a relationship, or you may just be dating, you may have just met this person, or you know, you both are in a long-term relationship and you feel like, oh my gosh, like I actually feel, I didn't think I'd be ready to settle down, but I actually really want to settle down with this person, right? Take it however it resonates. But then when you see yourself and you find yourself imagining those things, it freaks you out almost, right? But that's what you want. You're looking at this person longingly. You're waiting for the chance to move forward, you know? And I think that scares you because you may have communicated that that's not what you're interested in, right? But the heart is saying otherwise. And that's why, yeah, that's probably why you're distracting yourself so much with the other areas of your life. So the focus isn't so much on this connection with this person, right? Okay, and then you got the Eight of Pentacles as well. So again, I feel like you're kind of longing, right, in some way for this person to strengthen the connection, to, I don't know, if you're not with them, to be with them in some way, some shape or form. I feel like if you are just dating, it's probably very casual at the moment. And you're trying to strengthen this connection. You're not necessarily proposing that you should jump into a relationship, or if you are in a relationship, you're not proposing to just jump into marriage, but you do want to strengthen the connection. You don't want it to be something fleeting, right? That you kind of, you're debating whether or not to invest because you know what you want, but at the same time, you feel like once you do that, there's no going back, right? Because you only want to communicate what you truly mean. You don't want to give false promises, right? So I think that's your confusion, and that's what you're terrified of right now. It's like, do I actually want to invest? And this is so relevant to the previous Leo reading I did. It was the shadow work reading for September, right? If you haven't seen that, do check it out, because if this resonates with you on any level, then that reading is going to be very relevant to this circumstance. So do watch that if you haven't already, okay? But then you also have the Strength card, which is you, Leo, right? That is your card. And it's in the upright as well. So it's really encouraging you to embody that, that courageous, you know, strong-willed, passionate energy that you have, right? You at your... you in your element, right? Fire element. When you're at your top, when you're at your peak, this is the energy you embody, right? So it's asking you to use that energy to move forward in this connection, right? Don't allow your fear, you know, and the anxiety that comes with taking things to the next level to overshadow your energy, right? Use your strength, use your strong will and courage to really communicate what it is that you actually want. Because you also got the Two of Cups, okay? So this is obvious to me. Again, more water energy. This is all about relationships. This is all about partnerships. This is all about connection on an emotional level. So, yeah, I mean, it's quite clear here that what you're trying to, as much as you're trying to distract yourself elsewhere, well, you're actually subconsciously manifesting through your, maybe possibly through your dreams, not even consciously, but maybe through your dreams. And if you're able to lucid dream on any level, then this is probably what you're doing. But you're trying to connect with this person on a very spiritual level, right? So even though you're like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm ready to commit, I'm not sure if I'm ready to take this to the next level, you want that. That is literally what you're putting out into the universe. So that's why the universe is listening and trying to bridge this connection, either strengthen it or create it altogether. All right? So it's kind of like the only person you're really fighting with at this point is yourself, right? The two aspects of yourself that's like, you know, the light side that knows that it wants the connection, right? And then the shadow self that's like, you know, oh, but what about this? And what if that happens? And what if you have to go through this again? And, you know, what if it's wrong and you don't want it anymore? And, you know, things like that. So you're really warring with the two aspects of self, you know, the higher self and the shadow self. But I think the light self is going to prevail, to be honest with you, because the intent is out there, right? And it's being manifested. So just to let you know, okay? So let's have a look in regards to the other person. You had a lot of cards come out for what it is you're trying to manifest. It's like, you know, the only thing I think that keeps you in that Emperor energy in reverse is the fear that's coming through your emotions, right? Because otherwise I think that would be very much in the upright. And same with the Page of not the Page of Pentacles, sorry, the Knight of Pentacles, right? You're not moving forward in this connection because of your fear. You're still afraid to invest, Leo. But you already have your eye on the prize. That's the thing. Alright, so let's have a look at your other person then. So this could be someone you already know, someone that you're in a relationship with, or even in a marriage with, and you're just looking to really strengthen that relationship, that marriage. Or it could be someone that you just met and you're kind of getting to know, that you're dating, that you're just entering a relationship with. Or if you haven't met this person, I mean, I don't feel like from what's coming up, you do already know this person. So I don't think this is someone completely that you've never heard of. I don't think, so if you're sat there like, I don't know anyone like that, then this is probably not your read. But for those of you who have no romantic connections to this person at all, you do know them. So there could be a friend of a friend, there could be someone you met going out. You've come into contact with this person and you're interested in them. So I feel like you have communicated with them, but you've just maybe not taken this connection down that path, right? So definitely someone you're aware of at least. Okay. So now just pulling the desires of the other person. What it is they are feeling emotionally and what they're trying to manifest. So they got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So I think they want to change a circumstance, right? I feel like they've probably been through a lot in their previous relationships as well. So they're trying to manifest a different outcome. They're trying to manifest a new beginning, right? And they probably feel like, you know, even though they're trying for this, to have this change in circumstance, they're probably a little bit worried that things are just going to repeat themselves, right? It'll just be like on forever on loop. But that's not necessarily the case, right? So it's really important that they keep their mindset right, because things are changing, right? The universe has their back. So there is a potential for a new beginning with this person, okay? So with the, in regards to how their emotions are with this relationship or this connection, or where you're concerned on any level, you have the Sun of Swords in the upright. So this is like the Knight of Swords, okay? So I feel like they are very communicative. They're very open to communication with you, right? So there probably has already been a lot of back and forth communication. Obviously, if you're already together, then you are discussing your feelings and you are talking about things on some level, but I feel like you are still suppressing some emotions. There's certain things that you're not sharing at this time. But I feel like they've been quite open with you and how it is that they're feeling, and that, you know, they really want to keep things very open in terms of how they communicate with you, that there's no secrets, that things aren't suppressed, that you can talk, you know, without fear, okay? That you just have this direct communication, so you know that it's all truthful and coming from a good place, right? That's what I feel like is coming from there, that that's what they want. And I think they can probably tell that you're suppressing something, so they're really trying to, like, you know, open dialogue with you, right? So they might say something to try and, like, get you to talk about these things, but you're not opening up, okay? So you need to be aware of that, because they are picking up on that and they're trying to get you to communicate these things, but they know that you're still a closed book on certain things. So what about in regards to what it is they're manifesting? You got the Sun of Swords in the reverse, so this is the Knight of Wands. It's not, did I say, oh my gosh, what is going on with my brain? Sorry, This is the Sun of Wands in reverse. Just in case I did say Swords, because I think I did. Which is the Knight of Wands in reverse, okay? So, yeah, this person... I think there's a little bit of fear on their side as well, to be honest, by what I'm seeing. Because they want this connection. They're trying to manifest, or at least get the truth regarding the connection, to understand it entirely for what it is, right? So I think they're really trying to work out where exactly they stand with you, what it is that you truly want. Because they already have an idea of what they want, but I think it will be affected by what it is that you're suppressing, right? If you're not feeling like you want to go further, then they're not going to want to go further, right? Do you see what I'm saying? So because they don't know, that's really creating some kind of hesitancy with them, like, you know, well, where are we going here? Like, is this moving forward? Are we staying where we are? Or, you know, or you're not interested in bridging this connection, right? In, you know, strengthening it further. So I feel like, yeah, it's a little bit of anxiety here, to be honest, because I feel like they do have feelings for you if they're not with you. If they're with you, they are very passionate about the relationship, but they can't really move forward in that connection while you're still suppressing things, right? So it makes sense. Okay, so what about in regards to the Wheel of Fortune? This is going to be a bit of a longer read, sorry Leo, but you just had so much come up in the beginning. Okay. Oh, interesting. Right, so we've got the Tower, which came up first of all for the Wheel of Fortune. So this is what they're trying to, what their desires are, right? They want a new beginning. They just want to completely let go of the old, right? So it may be that if you are in a long-term relationship or in a marriage, they may want to start fresh with you. Because they just, you know, there's been some things that have not really worked. There was some issues that caused emotional pain, and they really need to have a fresh start, right? That will help them to kind of reset things, reset the connection, and build on it from the ground up, right? So I feel like that's what they're looking for. If you're not in a relationship with this person, then they're probably trying to shed things from their previous relationships, right? That they're trying to let go of these feelings, the hurts, the thoughts, the connections with previous partners, right? They're really trying to shed a lot of that energy. So that's why the Tower is there, because they know that they can't have this new beginning until certain things about the past is gone, right? So that's what they're working through at this time. And with the Seven of Swords, right, which is what you also got in this position, I feel like they are worried. They're very worried that if they do the work and they try to connect with you further, be in a relationship with you, whatever, they're going to find out something that, you know, throws it all down the pan from the start, right? I think they're afraid that because they know you're holding back on something, that you may be dating someone else and wanting to be with them instead, or that, you know, maybe you're just not being completely forthcoming about how you truly feel about this person, so they're not sure if you actually are interested in them in that level. If you're already in a relationship or married, it could be that they're worried that there's secrets there, there's something you're hiding, you're not being completely transparent with them, there's some dishonesty there, right? That's what I feel like they're worried that something is being purposely hidden, or you're lying to them about something, and that's creating some anxiety for them, okay? So that's why it's really important that you are really honest, really open, transparent about what it is that you're feeling, because, like I said, they're really picking up on that, and it's affecting how they view the relationship, okay, at this point. They feel like they need a fresh start, but they can't have that unless they know what it is that you're not communicating. So you really do need to speak up, otherwise there's a risk that things could go really wrong, okay? Especially because you've got the Justice card in reverse. So if you don't communicate what it is that you're feeling, what your concerns are, what your struggle is with the connection, and whether or not you're able to invest in it further, it could have quite disastrous effects on the connection or the relationship or the marriage, okay? So it's really important that you have that communication, okay? You need to talk about it. Otherwise, the doubt's just going to grow. It will create distance, more mistrust, and then it will break down the connection. So you really don't want it to get to that point if you really do care about this person and this connection, which I see here you do, okay? So let's have a look in relation to Son of Swords, which is, of course, the Knight of Swords. Okay, so we got the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So bearing in mind this is how they're feeling, okay? Five of Swords in reverse. So it's not even that I feel like they I don't think they feel like they're unable to reach you, though. I feel like they do still get, they still have your attention. They're still, like when you're with them, you're still affectionate and you still give your attention to them. And they can see that the interest you have in this person is genuine, but they're just not sure if you're willing to invest into the relationship, right? Into making it something more solid, okay? With the Five of Wands as well, I just feel like there has been some issues. You may have had some arguments, or there may have been some miscommunication about what it is that you want from this circumstance. They're not really understanding what it is that you're trying to establish with them, right? So there may be some, sort of pulling back in some ways a little bit, just because they're unsure and they're trying to protect themselves. Particularly if you've had some issues, in the relationship if you're together, or you've had some miscommunication, or if it's just really unsure where either of you, like it's really not clear where either of you stand, okay? And then you got the Hanged Man in reverse. So they're trying to look at this from a different perspective. I think they're trying to see it from your perspective as well. I think they know that there's some hesitancy there from you, and that you have some healing work to do as well. So they're aware of that. Obviously, being the Queen of Cups, they are usually very intuitive and empathic, right? Whoever is represented in that card. So they're very aware that you've got things going on that you need to address. But they're just not sure how it is that you feel about, like what it is you feel about them, how you see them, how you see the relationship going or the connection. If it's something that you think can be built upon and grow, right? That can grow. So it's just, again, the uncertainty, but they're trying to look at it from a new lens, okay? Because they know that the connection is there, they feel it, they see it. But there's just some kinks there that needs working out. Okay. So what about this Son of Wands in reverse, which of course is the Knight of Wands in reverse, which is in regards to what it is they're trying to manifest. Okay. Okay. So the problem is this person's thinking a lot about what it is they don't want. Okay. So this is pretty much summed up here. So they are fearful of the instability. They don't want that, okay? So they're very much focused on the fact like, oh, I don't know where I stand. I don't know where this is going. So I think this is also like they may have a bit of, not in the worst sense, but they may be a bit controlling, just because, not of people, but of circumstances, right? Because they've been hurt in the past and they're still healing things. They're probably so scared of being hurt again that they're trying to control all the variables and know exactly how everything is, so they don't invest before, like, they know the other person's willing to invest, and, so they may need to chill their faces a little bit, I think, because, yeah, that's creating the anxiety around the situation as well. It's definitely adding to it. And of course, your silence isn't helping either about certain things. But they need to relinquish that control a little bit, and just take things step by step and just, communicate, right? But they're afraid of not having that stability. I can see that clear as day. And they're afraid that this is how they see you, right? This is the energy they see you in right now. The King of Swords in reverse. That you're not communicating enough, that you're not sharing your true thoughts and feelings on the situation. So there's a little bit of mistrust there, and they're just like, I don't know how to approach this person anymore. I'm not sure how I view them right now, because they're not communicating properly with me. They're not telling me things, and I don't like that they're not telling me. Okay. So they really need to just sit down and speak to you as well. And once you have this communication, once you just, or both of you get everything out in the open and just be completely honest about it, then you can look at things and come to solutions, right? To be like, okay, well, this is what we need to do. Or, okay, well, obviously we need to focus on our healing and just let things grow naturally. Things like that, right? But until you have that discussion, this situation is just going to get more chaotic, okay? Right now, I don't think it's so bad, but it can get much worse if it's not addressed, okay? So it's better to do it now than later. So let's just have a look quickly then for the overall energy before we part ways, Leo. So what is the outcome, okay? That's the thing I want to know. What is the outcome of this situation? Okay, so Eight of Swords. So you both are going to have to go inwards and do the introspective work, because you've both had to deal with a lot of things that's caused a lot of pain over the years, over the weeks, months, however long, okay? You both have got healing to do. You're both a bit battle fatigued, because there have been difficulties, possibly even, like as I said, if this is a marriage or a relationship, there could have been a lot of difficulties in the connection. So you're both going to have to maybe not pull back. That's not the thing. You need to communicate still, but you both need to make your healing the ultimate priority, okay? And support each other while you do it, because that will also strengthen your bond, okay? If you are supporting one another and giving each other also the space to do the work, okay, without the pressure. So let's just see if there's any more parting advice. Okay, so Two of Wands in reverse. So yeah, I mean, take your time to really think about what it is that you want, right? Because as it said in your shadow work reading, you need to make sure that you're both, singing from the same hymn sheet, that you're both on the same page. And I can see it playing out here that you're both unsure, right? So you need to maybe take some time to really consider that and then have the discussion, okay? And with the High Priestess in reverse, I feel like you're both I feel like both of you have some of the answers if you tap into your intuition, but you're not doing that because I think that, again, there's some fear around discovering something that you wouldn't like, right? But I think that's unfounded because you're both concerned about more or less the same things. Obviously with you, Leo, you're more concerned about whether or not you're ready to invest fully into this relationship or this connection. With the other person, they're worried about whether or not you're sincere about this, so they are connected there. But really go inwards and you'll get your answers, okay? If you take the time to go within yourself and get to the heart of what it is you truly want, then you'll have your answers, then you can communicate. Okay? So yeah, this is more than just like an extension of the shadow work reading that I did for you, Leo, but at least again this just reiterates the point that you need to have the talk, all right? So stop procrastinating, meet up, once you've had time to do the work, process how you feel. Maybe you'll even have a little bit of time apart just so you can really come away from the situation and look at it. But either way, you need to sit down and have that talk very soon, okay? Because otherwise it's just going to create more distance, Alright, so I hope that was helpful for you. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. Again, sorry if I'm a bit all over the place. Yeah, it's just been a very cool couple of days. I've just been soaking up the sun, enjoying, getting all the good vibes, and maybe a little bit tired though. Maybe not sleeping quite enough, but yeah. So do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. It would mean so much. And don't forget to hit the like button as well. So I hope you have an awesome day, Leo, and I look forward to doing your next reading.